You're watching Hurley Films.
What's up, everybody? This is Adam with Hurley Films, and I got a special treat for us today because we are going to take this area in front of the fireplace that right now is just sheetrock and concrete, and we're going to be using something called Brickwebb, or thin brick, some people call it. Here it is in a couple boxes. You can see it's basically backsplash tile, but it's brick, thin bricks. And these thin little bricks give you the ability to give pretty much anywhere in your house, interior or exterior, a brick look. And so we're going to do that today. And when I say we, I mean Casey's here. And Casey is, let's just say, how many days is it till the baby comes?
Tomorrow's our last day that's baby free.
The baby is coming, not tomorrow, but the day after at 7 a.m. is when we go in for surgery. I say we, I'm just a participant that gets to panic the whole time. What is the thing that you're most nervous about for the baby?
The surgery.
Okay, why?
Being awake during a C-section.
Yeah. So I will at some point have to tell the story of Josie's birth to all of you guys, because it was crazy. I will say, kind of the hook for the story is that Casey almost died while I was holding Josie in my arms. So let's just say, there's your teaser. Let me know if you want to hear that story. But let's get into this because we're racing the sun. We got about 2 hours of daylight, which should be plenty to do this little section. See, I've kind of set up
Famous last words.
this line, you can see. It goes all the way around, so it's kind of like a trapezoid shape, and then it goes up the wall right here. And I've got other helpers here too. Who are you?
Hurley? Hurley Films?
Yeah. What's your name, little girl?
Josie.
What?
Josie.
How are you feeling today?
Good.
Good? So are you a yes or no cheese today?
Yes.
And then you walk off. Oh, look at that little, I don't know if you saw that little attitude check. Okay, well, let me set the camera up and let's get started. Tools you're gonna need. I thought I had the right trowel, but I had to go buy a new trowel today. You need a 1/4 inch, 3/8 1/4 inch trowel to do this. And that's for spreading both, that's for basically for spreading the adhesive or the mastic or the whatever it is that you got. So here's thing one. 1/4 inch, 3/8 1/4 inch trowel. This is a grout shaping tool, and this is how you smash the grout in between each of the bricks. This is a common masonry tool, and it's got a 5/8 side and a 1/2 inch side. The next thing is you're gonna need a grout bag or a piping bag or whatever. And this is so you can fill up the masonry grout or the mortar into here and squirt it into all of the cracks that are left behind after it. We've got Maypie is who kind of we buy stuff from here in Oklahoma, but this is Ultraflex LHT. So it is a mortar that has polymers in it, so it makes it kind of stickier. So when you're putting it on the wall, it won't sag and stuff. It's for large format tiles, and these are heavy. So we need those just for that area that we're putting it on the wall.
Fire jelly bean?
Fire jelly bean, okay?
Is it good?
That's interesting. Tangy. Okay. You also need 2 buckets. Ugh. One to mix in, and one that's got some extra water. A drill of some kind, and then a mixing paddle, unless you have a bucket and a shovel. And if you do, that sucks, I'm sorry. You should get a drill and a paddle. That's the overlay of all the tools, so let's get some of this mortar mixed up so we can start setting our tiles in place. Oh boy, we sprung a leak. So the key is we don't want to mix up too much. We want to mix up just enough for us to use, because we can always make more, but we don't want what we have to go bad on us.
Wait, so the stuff we're about to pour into the water will be the stuff that we spread in between the bricks?
No, this is the stuff. This is the stuff that glues it down. That should be pretty good right there.
The water's way lower. Wait,
Yep.
how is the water all the way up here?
And what we're looking for here is kind of like pancake batter or so, consistency. So we're gonna start off nice and easy. Make sure we're going the right way.
Okay.
Get it moving.
It's good.
Good. All right, now we can add some water. And we're gonna start adding water, and remember, add less water than you think you need, because in order to get, you can't take water out. Yeah, you can add more powder, but then you start making more stuff. The bucket will dance on you. All right, so right now, we're still pretty gooey. So we need to spread it, a little bit more water in it.
So you don't want it gooey?
No, we don't want it that gooey.
You want it watery.
We want it like pancake batter. You know what that is? You know when we make pancakes? That's what pancake batter is. There we go. We're getting close now.
That's so cool. Look at it.
Yeah. So smooth. Josie said it best. And that's what we're looking for. So the most important thing in doing this project is having a good plan together. So before you start putting stuff down, you make sure you know exactly what you're gonna do. Yeah, that'll work. And you have all your tools together. And things like this here, this is a corner. So I know I don't want to run these soldiers. And in brick terms, I'll tell you guys, soldiers are perpendicular to your course lines. And then regular brick, I don't know what it's called, but it runs like this, like that. So we're making soldiers around this rim on the front of this fireplace opening area. I don't know what it's called, hearth, right? So these will all go like this, and then we have a brick space in between each one when we set them down. We want to make sure when we come up to this corner, we got to figure out how we want it to look. So how I think I want it to look, and ultimately Mommy's the one who gets to tell us what she wants. So it'll look like that on the corner.
I thought you meant like in between each straight one.
And yeah, I think what we'll do is this piece will go in here like this, but what we'll do is this will have a, like we'll cut these here. And we'll cut these all right now so we can set them up and make sure it looks good before we keep going. We're going to have, here's the plan. We're gonna have one brick and they're gonna come to a corner up here. And then we kind of have this dividing line that you can't really see it, but we'll imagine it goes from here to here, and we'll cut pieces of bricks, probably one and then maybe a corner piece right there to make that corner look nice and good. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Careful. So I can't stress this enough. For the love of everything holy, don't do what I did. Get some knee pads, especially if you're doing a substantial amount of this on the floor, that is. If you're doing it on the wall, I mean, you're golden. But this stuff is great. It was super fast, super easy, and it required no previous experience. As long as you have the tools you need, which one of them I didn't mention was that angle grinder, makes cutting these way easier than having to try to use a hammer, because that stinks. Don't do it that way. Okay, we're on our second to last course here for the floor. And what we're doing here with our trowel is we're just spreading the glue to where it's nice and thin. And I forgot my knee pads today. Actually, I think they're out in the truck and I just realized it. Oh, that sucks. But this trowel spreads
You lost a brick.
this glue nice and easy. And it makes sure that it's very even. And that's the key. We don't want any big high spots. And we also don't want any spots where there's no glue. Like in this corner, right here.
That's a lot of glue in one little section.
Hey, you just back off, critic.
What's a critic?
It's somebody who tells you what you're doing wrong.
I'm just saying my opinion.
Exactly. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video. And if this is something that you are specifically looking for, letting me know down in the comments that you are actually searching for the Brickwebb stuff. And that'll kind of let us know that we're making content that you guys like to see on our channel. Ugh. Knee pads, baby. Jesus, knee pads. Ah, my knees are bleeding. So this is kind of the consistency that we're going for. Notice it's not running all over the place, but it's not.
It's like you're flipping it.
Yeah, it holds together. So if we drop it there, it stays. So we don't want it too wet, and we don't want it too dry. It should be like a Dairy Queen freeze. I can turn it upside down and it stays. We're also working in the dark because that's how we do things around here. Good job. All right.
Need more than that?
More than that. All right.
So thick.
Good. All right. I'll bring it over here before it drips. All right. All right. All right. I got it. Oh no. See, Hurley? This is what you don't want to happen. Right here, what happened on this brick. You see it? Video it. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So you don't want that to happen. And the good thing is, when it's wet,
Wasted.
when it's wet, all we do is just rub it off like this. Mommy saved the day. Look at that. See? Now, it's good as new.
Clean.
And the good thing is that we're using the style that's kind of got some old washed paint on it. So it looks normal. Like it doesn't look bad that it's got a little white piece on it.
Fashion bricks. Those bricks are broken. I made some broken ones.
One of those. This is also what happens when you work with children around. All right. That looks like a pretty good coating, doesn't it, Hurley? Mm-hmm. Now we start on this side.
There's some bricks.
Can you see this over here, Hurley? Mm-hmm. On the camera?
You know, Josie, can you move your head? Yeah.
So what happens when you put this on, you can see how it kind of squeezes up through the corners and makes it fit in really well.
Yep, I can see the little polka dots sticking up.
And we're also making sure that our courses are still straight down the middle. We got this little piece here that fits good. Perfect. Right there.
This one.
I do it just like I'm setting tile. I kind of set it to the side and then move it around to where it fits good. Making sure that everything's still lined up so our courses are still straight. So what happens is this brick doesn't have any mesh over it, and it goes onto the mesh from the previous one. So we'll lay this down right over in the gap where it needs to go, slide it into place, smush it down.
Why do we need this? It's like a puzzle.
It is like a puzzle.
Good. Do you need to put this right there?
Yep, this one goes right here, like this.
Perfect.
I need a little bit more glue. Hurley, can you go scoop out a little bit for me?
Oh! Chipped.
That's okay.
I'll go there.
Right there.
Give Daddy a little bit more glue.
Go get me some more glue. We'll just back butter this one a little. Don't need much.
Looks like frosting, doesn't it?
That's kind of like frosting your cinnamon roll in the morning. Perfect. And then this one too. Needs a little bit.
A little bit of glue. Gluey, gluey.
Yep.
That one right there.
Jealous.
There. That one's pretty good. That one's pretty good. We'll give it a little bit more.
You ruined it.
By some miracle, the math was just right, and there's just one strip left that's going to be perfectly lined up.
But we need this one to right there.
So that's going to make it a lot easier
Oh yeah, Josie has a piece.
than having to cut it. Oh yeah, here, hold on, let me put some glue on it for you. Okay, here you go, help me. Ready? Good job. Perfect.
Good job, Jojo.
Well, always remember, Josie did that piece.
But at this point, it was just kind of a rinse and repeat scenario. Get the bricks out, make sure they're right, make cuts if necessary, and a good rule of thumb is always lay them out while they're still on the sheet first, and make sure that they look good, because if it's way easier to get it down and get everything measured and make sure it cuts well and fits good before, because if you don't, that's a nightmare. Like in this situation here, we're trying to figure out what we want to do. If we wanted to put them sideways or do soldiers like this, which is what we ended up going with, because that's kind of more of a traditional look, is by using those soldiers. But we had to, the most complicated thing was here, the very last thing, which was just going out and cutting this last row to make it fit at the very bottom. And it looked awesome. Are you done with the bricks?
Yeah.
What do they look like? Oh my gosh, Hurley, you did a good job.
Yeah.
Mommy, do you approve? What do you got going on here?
I approve. A sleepy baby.
Josie. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, little girl?
Yeah, she
Are
was.
you yes cheese or no cheese now? Are you grumpy or happy?
Happy.
Happy because you got some mommy loving?
Some mommy nappy.
So as you can see, it's not hard. My back and my knees are killing me because I'm fat and I forgot my knee pads. But we've got tired kids, hungry kids, so we're gonna get out of here. But it looks good and was super easy. Didn't take very long at all compared to if we were to put real bricks down and all that stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment down below. And now, Hurley.
See you on the next video.
Question mark?
Exclamation mark.
Okay, good.